What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2024 Hollywood Casino 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series has a 1.5 mile racetrack known as Kansas Speedway. A track that promotes multiple group racing, fantastic racing overall, side by side, and puts on some pretty epic racing at Kansas Speedway. The last time we ran here at Kansas Speedway, we saw an all-time classic finish between Chris Buescher and Kyle Larson coming to the straight finish line, with Kyle Larson winning in the closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history, picking up his second win of 2024. He's looking to pick up his sixth win of the 2024 season this weekend at Kansas Speedway. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we're going to jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking extremely promising. It's going to be 81 degrees high with 56 degrees with only a 10% chance of rain with partly cloudy skies. Going to be some really nice weather if you're headed out with Kansas Speedway this weekend. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the playoff standings as the round of 12 will begin this weekend at Kansas Speedway. Kyle Larson's 39 points above the cutoff line. Chris Bell's 24 above. Kyle Reddick's 20 points above. William Byron's 14 above. Ryan Blaney's 11 above. Denny Hamlin's 7 points above the cutoff line. Chase Elliott is 6 above. And Joe Logano is 4 points above. Austin Cindric is 4 points below, Daniel Suarez is 6 points below, and Alex Bowman and Chase Briscoe are both 7 points below the cutoff line. This most likely will change throughout the next couple of weeks, and we'll probably have some different people in the round of 8 most likely, and some people that are big surprises going home in the round of 12. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who will not have a good run this weekend. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run, who I think will have a very strong run this weekend, are really good at this type of racetrack. And I do my winners pick, the driver thinks going to win a race overall. And then I do drivers you need to watch out for. And usually for the Cup Series, I got 5 drivers you need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2024 Hollywood Casino 400? My first suck pick for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is the driver of the 2 car for Team Penske, Austin Cindric. Look, Austin Cindric was the star of the round of 16. He was very impressive in the round, got a really strong finish at Atlanta. However, their mile-and-a-half program, when it's not a super speedway type of track for the 2 team, has not been very good. Austin Cindric has struggled on mile-and-a-half throughout the whole entire season, and I don't think he's going to run well. I think, unfortunately, will end up struggling, and I don't think the pace speed is going to be there. I unfortunately think that Austin Cindric will sadly end up struggling for sure this weekend at Kansas Speedway. My second suck pick for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is the driver's 16 car for Kaulig Racing, Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon's made one of his final scheduled starts of the 2024 season, and to be real and honest, I'm not expecting much from Ty. I know they said a little more confident in their stuff, but I really don't trust Ty Dillon in the Cup car right now. I know it's rumored he's going to be full-time with this team next year, but I don't think he's going to be fast. I think he's going to struggle and most likely finish in the bottom half of the field and probably even outside of the top 30, most likely for sure, this weekend at Kansas Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on underdog picks for the Hollywood Casino 400. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver's 7 car for Spire Motorsports, Justin Haley. Justin Haley will make his first ever start and will his first start returning to the organization for this year. And I think he's going to be pretty strong this weekend. This 7 car has actually had speed recently with Corey LaJoie. And Justin Haley, no disrespect to Corey LaJoie, but Justin Haley, I think, is a much better driver than Corey LaJoie currently at the moment. With the pace speed the 17's been showing, I think Justin Haley could have an outside chance and a pretty strong opportunity to maybe, just maybe, get an outside shot at a top 10 finish this weekend at Kansas Speedway. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is the driver of the 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, Ross Chastain. Usually I put Ross Chastain as one to watch, but I think he's actually going to run pretty well this weekend. In the last couple of weeks, the 1 team, they're starting to show up. He got a top 10 at Bristol. He finished in the top 5 at Watkins Glen. Had a good car at Atlanta. He's been really solid in his class by not making it this year. I think Ross Chastain is going to have a pretty strong run. I think he could have another chance and opportunity to maybe, just maybe, get a top 10 finish for sure this weekend at Kansas. I think he's going to be pretty fast and quick for sure this weekend at Kansas Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump onto the winner's pick for the Hollywood Casino 400. Who am I picking to win? The driver who I'm picking to win this weekend has 2 wins at this racetrack in his NASCAR Cup Series career and absolutely put up a dominating clinic last weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. The driver I'm picking to win is a driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Larson is going to go back-to-back this weekend. Kyle Larson has a lot of momentum right now. The 5-team when they're on, they're absolutely on. And Kyle Larson has been one of the best guys on mile and a half this entire season. He won at Las Vegas. He, of course, won at Kansas earlier this year. And he's been really good at Kansas historically. So I think Kyle Larson's going to come in. And I think Kyle Larson will go back-to-back. I think the 5-team's going to have the pace and speed to contend. I think Kyle Larson won't have to worry about Talladega and the Roval. So I think he will get his 6th win of 2024 for sure this weekend at Kansas Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump onto the drivers and you watch out for this weekend at Kansas. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you should watch out for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver of the 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. I nearly picked Bubba Wallace to win this weekend because this is one of Bubba Wallace's racetracks. He won here, of course, back in 2022 and was really fast in the 2023 races as well. The spring race was anomaly because every other race here he's been very, very good. And I think he's going to have a really strong chance and opportunity to potentially pick up his first win of the year. Plus, he just got a record for himself for top 5s and top 10s in a single season. So I think there's a really good chance and a strong opportunity that Bubba Wallace will contend for a victory this weekend at Kansas Speedway. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has been quiet over the last 2 weeks, but he had a very good run this past weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. And Chase Elliott has the best average finish among drivers in the Cup Series on mile and a half. I think he's going to be really good this weekend. The 19 has been very fast at this type of track. He was actually right behind Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher on that photo finish. I think Chase Elliott have a really solid chance and a pretty strong opportunity to potentially get win number 2 of 2024 this weekend at Kansas Speedway. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver of the 45 car for 2311 Racing, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick has been very strong a mile and a half this year as well, and has come close to winning a few of those throughout this season. I think Tyler Reddick's going to have a really strong chance and opportunity to pick up his 3rd win of the season. He wasn't as good in the spring, but that was an anomaly because I think he's going to be very fast. Plus, he won the fall race last year, so I think Tyler Reddick will have a really strong chance and a great opportunity to get win number 3 of 2024 this weekend at Kansas Speedway. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver of the 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman has a lot of momentum right now currently at this moment. He scored a top 5 at Atlanta, finished, I believe, in the top 20 at Watkins Glen, and finished in the top 10 at Bristol last week. I think he's going to be very fast this weekend. I think Alex Bowman is going to have a very strong chance and a really great opportunity to contend for the victory. I think this 48 team's been good at Kansas in the past. Bowman's had a shot to win here in previous seasons. I think Alex Bowman is going to have a really strong chance, and I think he will for sure be a contender to win the race this weekend at Kansas Speedway. And the fifth final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Kansas Speedway is a driver of the 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's coming off of having a really good run at this race at Bristol, finishing inside the top 5 in 4th place. And Denny Hamlin has been very, very good at Kansas Speedway in the past. He's been really good at this track. So won here a couple times. Had a car that could have won both races last year. Actually won the spring race last year. I think Denny Hamlin will be up front, and I think he will be a major factor and a contender to potentially get his 4th win of 2024 and his first win since Dover earlier this year. I think Denny Hamlin will be a contender for sure to win this weekend at Kansas. So, those are my race picks for the 2024 Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas Speedway. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Austin Center, Ty Dillon. My underdog picks are Justin Haley, Ross Chastain. My winner's pick is Kyle Larson. And the ones to watch out for, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Alex Bowman, and Denny Hamlin. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the race picks video for the 2024 Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. And let's go below that and combo your picks below for this weekend at Kansas Speedway. Let me know your suck picks. Let me know your underdog picks. Let me know your winners pick. And let me know your drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Kansas Speedway. Later today on the channel, I'll have the paint scheme video for the 2024 Hollywood Casino 400 dropping. If any major news breaks throughout the day, we'll discuss it here live on the channel. Tomorrow will most likely be a NASCAR news video. If not, expect a silly season update to drop on the channel. There also will be a Truck Series race review dropping tomorrow as well. And then, of course, on Saturday, we'll have the Xfinity review, reactions to Cup qualifying, an SVG video. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll have the NASCAR Cup race review from Kansas and also starting lineup video as well. By the time our drivers like Haley Dean, Kyle Busch, and Kurt Busch and those guys, you name it, this week, and Kyle Reynolds as well, you might see that on the channel. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.